Welcome to Leadership Luminaries Lounge with Kerry and Peggy O'Neill, a podcast about the connection of leadership, philosophy, practice, and impact on society. Get ready to be illuminated. Presenting our luminary host, Kerry Bass, CEO at Potential to Reality Consulting, is an executive consultant with 25 plus years of expertise in enterprise transformation and operational excellence. Certified in Lean Six Sigma, quality, and project management, Kerry focuses on stakeholder well-being, driving successful change initiatives across government, nonprofits, and commercial enterprises. Step into an enlightening conversation as Kerry is accompanied by the luminary co-host Peggy O'Neill. Peggy O'Neill has coached leaders, entrepreneurs, and lawyers throughout the world for more than 35 years after practicing law for 12, is a certified integral master coach, and holds a Juris Doctor from the University of Arkansas. Her unique approach, called Wisdomary Leading, is based on the teachings of the great wisdom traditions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kerry Bass, and I want to welcome you to the first kickoff as we explain the Leadership Luminaries Lounge with Kerry and Peggy. Peggy?
Yeah, welcome. So glad to be here with you, Kerry. Really looking forward to our ongoing conversations and illumination
Great.
of who we are and who we can be.
Great. Well, just as a little bit of background, Peggy and I have been friends for, about a year and a half now, and we have a regular conversation, and we decided to share it with you. And also, it's about leadership, it's about various topics, and it's about how can we utilize our true selves to be able to be more effective in leadership and to be able to help other leaders be more effective in their leadership world. My business is the Potential to Reality Consulting, and my practice has a lot to do with focus with quality and organizational transformation. Peggy, why don't you tell us about what you do?
Yeah, so again, I'm Peggy O'Neill, and I've been coaching executives, other leaders in organizations and communities, and other professionals like lawyers for 35 years, and I practiced law for 12 before that. And my coaching has taken me all over the world, working with leaders all over the world. And my focus is on helping leaders, like you said, know who they truly are. What I bring to that over the last several years especially is what I call wisdomary leading, where people lead with the wisdom that we know from the great wisdom traditions, and now from science, which says that we're one shared being. And so how do we understand that? Then how do we bring that? What does that mean for our lives, being our true selves? And what does that mean for our organizations? And so that's the focus of how I work with leaders today.
One of the things that Peggy and I spent a good bit of time talking about is that we intentionally spend time together, and we find a lot of synergy, but we don't agree on a lot of the things. For instance, she mentions that she comes from a very philosophical standpoint. I come from a very spiritual, informed, or divinely developed view, so to speak, from a Christian tradition. And so while we don't agree on some of the points of our philosophical backgrounds and our motivations, what we think about motivations of others more, where we have disagreements, we find a lot of similarities in the things that we both agree on. And one of the things I think that kind of describes the way that we believe is a operational definition of excellence that I'm working on and developing in my mind. And that is the persistent delivery and pursuit of goodness that's tightly coupled with the relentless avoidance of badness. Because we're really all about trying to live our best lives and live in a society and in a world that we get the most opportunities and benefits from being there, and that requires us to be benefits, and it requires leaders to be able to produce those organizations and systems and processes to be able to deliver that. And we want to leave that to the ones that come after. And I thought, regardless of what that basis is, I think that that's the true commonality that we find.
Just fine tune that a little bit, so we'll get right into a little bit of where we don't quite mesh up. Is that you said avoiding the badness, and so my belief is that our true nature is good. That our true nature is peace and love and happiness and freedom, and that yes, we might do bad things which are inappropriate, and that all needs to be talked about, challenged, addressed, but that by nature we're not bad. So slight different, and that may not have been quite what you meant, but I wanted to clarify that and also with avoidance, it tends to put energy into something. So it's not avoidance as much as it is acknowledgement, recognition, and then how do I then recognizing when I'm behaving badly, let's say, and then how do I want to and then out of that recognition, awareness of that, realize, oh, that's not who I am. I'm going to shift my behavior now, my being now, whatever's appropriate, that I'm expressing the goodness that I truly am. So
yeah, that's a great point. And one of the things, we're not here to evangelize or to try to convert either one of our philosophies, but we are here to talk about what we believe, because we believe in order to be true to ourselves, what really we believe has to shine forth. And that's one of the things we think that's foundational for leaders. You have to have a level of integrity of an understanding of who you are and what you're all about in order to be an effective leader. And so I think where we have a major difference is on motivation. And left to your own desires, what would you do? And regardless of why you would do that, we both agree that to have good in the world, those reasons, or whatever the reason is that people don't do good or don't pursue good, is not effective for goodness to exist. And so we have to address that from a systemic and a process basis and ensure that we all know what good is and that we are pursuing that good, regardless of how you think bad came into being.
That most of us, if we check in with our heart, I'll say that, check in with our heart, that's what we want. I mean, we want the best for everybody. We want that's what we want. And we want to live in peace, and we want to love each other in our heart of hearts, all of us, and we want to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy, which means, by happy, I don't mean the birthday party kind of happy. So my face frowns about that. Anyway, we don't mean birthday party happy, but the kind of contentment in life. Everybody wants that, and deep down wants that for everybody. And so it's honoring that. And then how am I living and being and leading, whether it's my family, my life, my organization, my country, am I leading in alignment with that and seeing what's possible for myself and for other people, and interacting with people and myself that way? What's possible? What do I want to have happen here? How do I express this goodness that we're talking about here?
I think one of the commonalities, and you and I have talked about before too, is that nature of oneness that we should have and that we strive for. I do believe, regardless of your motivation, regardless of your spiritual belief system or your philosophy, we choose and we want to be connected to like people. We want to be embraced, and we want to embrace others that are like-minded. So what we want to do then is we need to understand, and that's the nature of being able to make those accommodations for each other, is that we really are connected. Whether you believe we're one being or we are responsible to each other for each other's being, the fact is you have to be responsible one for another. And we need to live our lives in such a way that we give space to the others to be all that they can be. Because if they become what they can be, it makes my life better. What's in it for me is that I get to live a better life if they live better lives.
That's great.
You know, and I think that that's one of the major discussions, underlying discussions around a serious issue that is requiring leadership right now in the world. Wars in the Middle East, wars in the Far East, in Russia and Ukraine, wars in Africa and in Latin America, all over the place. There's disagreements because there are people that want what others have and others want to become. And
well,
so,
dissension in our own country.
yeah,
It's not maybe literally war, but it's a form of disagreement, disharmony in our own country.
And so what we need to do in order to address that is we need to figure out ways to let our inner light shine and to do goodness. We won't overcome badness by being worse than the bad folks.
No. I keep a running list of, and someday I'll write an article about this, but all the words we use that are so inconsistent with goodness and care and love and happiness and appreciation. You know, it's fight for this, fight for that. You know, it's just our language is so filled with these terms that aren't aren't in alignment with what we're talking about right now. So yeah.
What I can't help it, but the preacher in me coming out a little. Okay. One of the words of Paul was that be not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. That's how you fight evil, is that you have to outgood it.
Yeah. So you just
be better than that.
Yeah. So you just so you don't even have to fight it. You just are good. You're just good.
Exactly.
And that overrides it, that outshines it, that helps it move into the background.
So as we move through these regular conversations, and we both have other things that we're doing, but we like our conversation so much, and we have a regular conversation every month, we thought we would share a part of it with you every month and bring in others to join in with you. So we're lining up some guests to be parts of the conversations on a monthly basis. We'll be launching the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see that on the linkages. We have some friends that are helping us with the production of this facility, of this discussion. And so you'll have a better view at it. It'll look real neat and slick, and you'll be able to enjoy it like other podcasts. And so we're really excited about doing it.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. So until we come back and have our next discussion in about a month or so, we want you to think about being the goodness that is required in the world. Let your light shine.
Wonderful. Fabulous.
Thanks.
Thank you.